Hey, good morning, guys. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Um, I'm uploading my morning video and things, going over Dante Fowler, and just kind of breaking it down and seeing what we have here, and I was basically talking about him versus Randy Gregory. What are we getting with Dante Fowler versus Randy Gregory? Was this a good move and things like that? And while it's uploading, I was sitting here going through a lot of the comments. There's a lot of comments. Shout out to you guys and things. And sometimes it's hard to keep up with them. Just keeping up with the Dallas Cowboys and what's going on is a full-time job. And you add to that me doing my full-time job and, being a father and a husband and all that, it doesn't always leave enough time that I wish that I had to see all of the comments. But there's a big theme and a narrative out here where the whole Randy Gregory theme is put solely on Randy Gregory being greedy and that this thing is in the CBA and it's all crap. But I want to think about something else here. Part of this equation and part of what may have been made this situation where Randy Gregory said to hell with the Cowboys. Understand that the Dallas Cowboys players, they're like family. They all live in the Dallas area. They go places together. They go to basketball games and stuff together. They hang out. They work out together. They all know each other and know what is going on. And you think about the things that were transpiring before Randy Gregory's negotiation. Just think about this because, see, this goes into the bigger picture of beyond just Randy Gregory. First, you have Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper is, to me, he's that quiet guy that doesn't fight back. Okay? And that quiet guy who doesn't fight back, it's easy to kind of bully him because he's not going to come back at you. He's not going to get in your face. And to think that they dogged him, sending him to Cleveland, which may end up being a great thing. Now he's got Deshaun Watson there. But they literally trashed him. So in the back of your mind, you have to be thinking, man, they're going after Amari Cooper. Then D-Law, a guy you've looked up to, a guy that's been your teammate the whole time you've been here. You then hear that they decide, you know what, we're going to clip your contract and we want to offer you $10 million. To the point where DeMarcus Lawrence basically said, screw you, just release me. I'm done with you. If you are Randy Gregory and you hear that they just tried to do that with DeMarcus Lawrence, okay? They just tried to do that with DeMarcus Lawrence. And they've already denigrated Amari Cooper. Isn't this now part of your psyche as you go through and start doing business? That now you start to question the way they do business and the organization that you work for? That if they're not loyal to two guys that were really performing, D-Law, who, they gave the big contract to, and Amari Cooper that they traded for, if they're not, like, at least treating them fairly, and we all understand that DeMarcus Lawrence's money was too high and we couldn't afford to keep that. Everybody knew that we had to do something different. But to go from $27 million to say we'll give you a 1-year deal for $10 million, which is a deal that only benefits the Cowboys, then you have to be like, wait a minute. So you're in negotiations feeling bad like they done dissed your boys. And now you're thinking, I better make sure I watch my back. And so after hearing those things that have happened, and now all of a sudden seeing, wait a minute, this wasn't in here before. And unlike before, if it was in here, my other contracts, I only had the Cowboys and no other options. Now I have other options. I'll go elsewhere. And see, the problem with this is everybody knows our dirty laundry. I'm sure other teams have things out there that you don't want people to know that we're doing. But ignorance is bliss. You're not ignorant of what the Cowboys are doing. The Cowboys, they're offering people cheap contracts. We know that Jaron Kearse, they're offering peanuts. We know they tried to shortchange DeMarcus Lawrence. We know that they tried to slide something in here. Now you have the reputation of being sneaky, penny pinching, we're going to screw you if we can, organization. And so if the difference is, do I want to go to the Cowboys with the whole star and the mentality and knowing that I'm going to be constantly on TV, that's about the only draw that you have right now. It's not about the loyalty in the family. It's definitely not about winning Super Bowls. And you're now competing against others. And what the Cowboys need to do is they need to fix this in order to be able to compete with others to be able to get good contracts. Because what happens is either the premier players say, screw that organization. I don't want to play there. I don't like dealing with Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. Are you kidding me? They'll screw you in a minute. Or you have to overpay to be the difference maker. You have to go above and beyond what another team will have to do. If it's even, maybe I'm better off going to this team that's building a team that's going to try and win a Super Bowl instead of being penny pinched to go to a team that's just building media following. And that's my thoughts there. I think Randy Gregory had been soured before negotiations because of what they were already doing to the other players. I understand football is a business. It is a business. It's cutthroat. And it is a business that guys out there are putting their future health, mental capacity, quality of life on the line. And they're doing this for our entertainment. We get pissed off because, hey, this guy, man, oh man, he's a P. He's a punk, he's a bum. But to get to this level, the sacrifices that you have to make and the few that actually get there, it's tough. And I will never be mad at a player for trying to get as much money as they can, because when they are finished with you, you may think that you've got that money, but your hip can go. And guess what? Not a week after the Cowboys cut Blake Jarwin, you can sign a contract like Dez Bryant, and guess what? You know what? We're going to cut you. See ya. You can have a contract like D-Law and say, you know what? How about $10 million instead of all the other money I owe you? It's more of a one-sided relationship. We always think that this is a partnership and a family and everything else, but the reality is it's not. It is strictly a business, and the business side of football is ugly. So just wanted to put that little tad bit out there. A little birdie out there had kind of let me know or kind of planted the seed about that and thinking differently on that negotiation, which also may be part of the reason why Jaron Kearse's situation is a little bit more difficult too, because he's got his eyes wide open and he is not trusting Stephen Jones at all. All right, good people, I'm going to catch you all later. Don't forget, tomorrow, 4 o'clock afternoon Eastern, we will be doing another call-in live stream bitch session, and definitely clearing the air. And as always, I appreciate you. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, have fun!